And we back heading into week 3 on the 2 Minute Drill podcast. I am Piers. I'm joined by my good friend Scott.
Yes, sir.
A lot of good football to talk about, a lot of bad football too. I guess we could start very quickly because ain't a lot to talk about there. On Thursday night in the city of Cleveland, we had a barn burner of a football game.
To say the least.
A Donnybrook, as they used to say back in the day. And what kind of quarterback matchup would you rather have for a Donnybrook between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns besides Mitchell Trubisky versus Jacoby Brissett? That's what y'all was giving away on TV last night, Amazon.
I'm pretty sure Amazon, when they booked that, thought the Nasty Man was going to be able to play.
Yep. Or Kenny Pickett.
Which I don't know. I don't really know that much about Kenny Pickett, especially using the last.
He's got small hands.
Yeah, I'm not really expecting much from Kenny Pickett, but it was a game that I literally fell asleep in the fourth quarter. My mom has this comfortable couch in the living room, watching this beautiful 65-inch TV. And I was just like, this is some bad football. Like, every time, I've got so much Mitchell Trubisky PTSD. You can just tell, like, how the game's gonna go. Like,
right.
Once they took
a 10-point wide open receivers and then the ball go like 4 yards in front of them.
Yeah, once they took a 10-point lead, I was like, yeah, that'll be it.
Mm-hmm. I don't even think they had a 10-point lead until the end of the game. I think it was at 9 points because this is why I love sports and sports betting. The under was just crashing down. It crashed all the way down to, I believe, 38. That last. Well, really, honestly, game should have been over because Nick Chubb got that first down. And I mean, yeah, if you had 38, you're fucked. The game was at 40. If they would have got that first down, game would have closed at 40. We're out of here. Peace. What ended up happening was if you teased it up to 44, and that means you also teased down the Steelers to cover 10 points, that last play probably sent you up a fucking wall and lost you up a lot of money.
Man.
I hate when teams do that. I hate when teams just run the fuck it, let's see what happens play, knowing that we got money on this game. Thank you, Mike Tomlin. But I digress. I will say this. Cleveland's a lot better without Deshaun than I gave them credit for.
Right.
And maybe we should have all given them credit for it because the team is still like a year removed from making the playoffs. I think the defense, granted it's Mitch Trubisky, did what they had to do. So the running game didn't destroy them. You just make Mitch throw the football. And when the winds was hawking like it was last night in Cleveland, that's a recipe for, if defense could do their job, you're going to win. That's what we saw from the Browns yesterday. As far as the Steelers go, as long as JJ or TJ Watt's out, and as long as Mr. Trubisky's quarterback, ain't really much going on in Pittsburgh. It's a dead year for the Steelers.
My man Tomlin's streak of winning seasons is coming to a crashing end this year, 100%.
Yeah, and I guess it brings this to the question: is who did you learn from more in that football game last night? Was it Jacoby Brissett or was it Mitchell Trubisky?
I won't say I really learned anything. I mean, I think the thing I would say I learned a little bit. Like, we all know that Jacoby Brissett is a capable backup. Rich Eisen said something this week which I loved. He said, "Backup quarterbacks are like lawyers. You never want one till you need one." And I think that he is capable enough to hold down the fort in the time of Nasty Man being out. And one thing I also took from it was, damn, the Cowboys really traded Amari Cooper. We already know
they had to.
Why
they ain't having a choice. Cap-wise, ain't having no fucking choice.
His contract was
That's why the Browns were able to get him for a 5th-round pick, is because there was no other way. Teams knew that they were going to trade Amari Cooper. Granted, you look around at what the Eagles got for Jalen Reagor, what some other teams got, and they got better than 5th-round pick. You look at Jerry and you're like, that's all you could do, not even a third. The Browns preyed on Dallas being vulnerable, and that's why they're sitting here with Amari Cooper. That's credit to Dallas, but that's also sorry, that's credit to Cleveland, but that's just a little bit of a stain on Dallas. They had to trade him. They just didn't get what they should have got for him. Yeah, God, that's terrible. We got to watch Amari Cooper ball out in Cleveland with Jacoby Brissett. Like, if you wouldn't have said Amari Cooper was playing yesterday, I probably would have no idea he was on the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I actually forgot till he caught that one deep pass, and I will say when Nasty Man gets back, that's gonna be a nice connection with him. And Nick Chubb is just a dog, man. Nick Chubb was a dog. I didn't learn nothing from the Steelers. If anybody who's a Bears fan, we've known everything we know about Mr. Trubisky. I think I just got angry. I got angry because Ryan Pace should be doing time in Guantanamo right now. Like the fact that he really drafted this man number 2 and gave up picks, it's just something I'll never get over.
I can't be angry. I mean, obviously, I'm never going to get over it. But
I'll never get over
what's
it.
the sense of being angry at that anymore?
I'm just
It's
gonna forever be angry about it. Justin could be a top 5 quarterback. I'm gonna be angry.
But I look at it this way: anything that angers me is not worth the energy. If I feel myself
You're
getting
being
pent up
logical
out of
right
aggression,
now.
and I have to be, because that's how I protect myself. If the Chicago Bears are a fuck up in itself. One mistake
100%.
does not define the entire team. The team has a litany of fuck ups that you can point to. You know, it's been 5.5 years. They made the wrong fucking decision. It is what it is. We're here now. I look at Mitch and I'm like, it's been this long and you have not grown once.
At
Not
all.
in the 4 years that you were here. Not in the 1 year that you were with Daboll and learning under Josh Allen in Buffalo. Not even in the short time that you've been with Tomlin. How to manage a football game. You have not learned any of it. That's on you, man. Like, we can sit here and we can shit on mistakes from 5.5 years ago till the cows come home. At the end of the day, Mitch Trubisky ain't done a goddamn thing in the last 5.5 years
Yep.
to be a better football player, to be a better quarterback. And my anger stems from having to be forced to see Mitch and not other quarterbacks that probably should deserve that right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and name names or pull names out of my ass like, oh, why isn't he playing instead of Mitch Trubisky? It's just the fact that Mitch represents mediocrity at a position and in a group of people that for years have been given that right to go out there and get chance after chance after chance and be mediocre. I'm tired of seeing that.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Like I'm tired of seeing that, and it's just like I think more than anything, it was kind of funny to me because remember the thing that irritated me the most about the all season was people thinking that Mitch just needed new scenery.
Nope.
Like it's just a Bears thing, you
Nope.
know. Oh, he's gonna be good. He's got Mike Tomlin. You got an organization that actually does things well in the Steelers. They can give this kid to look differently. And I took like a little satisfaction. I was like, no, this nigga's just buns, bro. Like it
Yeah,
don't
but you
matter
know,
what
but you know the
organization he's
excuse
in.
they'll throw out. The Bears ruined
The
him.
Bears ruined
Never
him.
had a
Like
chance.
nigga,
No, he was never fucking good to begin with. He was never good, and they shouldn't
never
have
good.
drafted him.
Yeah, I mean, and then we can sit up here and talk about situations, Nat Nagy, being groomed by Mike Glennon, but the man sucks, man. Like I
He's
don't know how
about
much more we
that.
gotta
I
see.
laughed at that earlier when a thought came to my head. He is about to be Mike Glennon. He is the veteran quarterback who's been given a starting opportunity before they drafted the new quarterback. He's getting Mike Glennon, and I think he's done after week 4. I believe I said week 8 earlier, and
I
he
mean, I
looks so
think.
fucking shitty. Pittsburgh does not like him. They rip him to him any chance they get. I don't think he lasts past week 4.
Well, of course, my man Tomlin did the usual coach speak, said no, we're not making a change, but this is a 10-day um this is a 10-day
Mm-hmm.
break pretty much, and so I'm pretty sure they'll look at the film and then come back to whatever it is, and I wouldn't be shocked at Kenny Pickett start. Who they play next, if you know?
I'm searching for it.
Because I know they play at home, which you always want to play a rookie at home. You never want to play a rookie on the road. So that can come into effect with that. But I don't know, man.
The
Is
Jets.
the Jets? Will that be the perfect time? That'll be the perfect time. Even though the Jets can still beat them, as we saw with Joe Flacco and Garrett Wilson looks pretty good.
Right. I mean, that was It was fluky as
I
hell.
mean, it's fluky, but you don't need fluke to beat the Steelers right now.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Let's go backwards to Monday night, and let's go here to the city of brotherly love in Philadelphia. I was there.
How was the
I was
atmosphere?
tailgating.
You didn't go to the game, just
I didn't go
tailgated.
to the game. I just tailgated. And I will flat out say that Eagles fans are some of the most fun motherfuckers that I've ever been around in my life. And that's not the first tailgate I've been to, but now that I've been to enough, I can comfortably say like Eagles fans are fucking fun. They know
Yeah.
how to have a good time. They know how to fucking tailgate. It's stupid out here because you have all three stadiums. You got Citizens Bank, the Link, and Wells Fargo all in the same complex,
So
and
it's
they
kind of
all
like Detroit.
share. I guess so, and
Yeah.
they all share parking, and the parking lots are vast, and like you just walk and run into a nice tailgate. It's fun. But I was there for a little bit and came home and did not expect the quarterback play that I saw out of number one, Jalen Hurts. That was a breakout performance from the kid. And that was the kind of performance that I believe he can put together if he finds that consistency. We've heard for the last couple of years, Jalen ain't this, Jalen ain't that. You tell him that after Monday.
Yeah, and I think the thing that's the best about it, outside of more than just performance, he's feeling it now. He's feeling that he can run this offense. He knows this is his team. I even saw like, of course, these little videos that PR teams put out, social media teams put out of like the huddles and stuff. But he's a leader. That the
Yeah.
team is fully behind him. They're fully aware of what he's doing, and he's got a feel of the offense, which I think was a struggle for him last year.
That is very important because he has not had the same coordinator in back to back years since high school.
Oh damn.
When
Okay.
he was in Alabama, he was changing coordinators. Obviously, he transferred to Oklahoma and was with Lincoln Riley. Then you come to Philly. Your first year, you have Doug Peterson. He gets fired. Now you're with Nick Sirianni. This is the first ounce of stability he's had at that position since high school. And I think now you're seeing what happens when you have a quarterback and he has his obvious issues, but you give him a year to understand the system and to learn the system. And not only that, go put in the fucking work in the
Yeah.
off season, in the film room, in practice. You know, we've been talking about Justin Fields' problems for the last week. I think at the end of the season, Justin and Jalen need to link up,
Yeah.
and because
Well,
this is a
actually, I
very
do.
similar position.
I actually think they actually
I wouldn't be
practice together
shocked.
during the off season because his man Simeon Kelly works with Jalen. So yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
he
yeah.
actually trained with Jalen and Nasty Man this
I
summer.
think
Yeah,
I
exactly.
figured so because they both were in college at the same time.
Yeah,
But like that'd be similar position. Next year will be Justin's second year with that same group if Getsy sticks around.
well, Getsy got
Um,
to score some points. We got to worry about this next
yeah,
season.
that's why I
Yeah,
was a little bit
yeah, this
apprehensive
thing. But I
because
want to talk about a tweet you tweeted during the game that I thought was you said that there's
the
no
Eagles
reason for
game or the Bears
Justin,
game.
the Eagles game, that there's no reason that Justin shouldn't be able to run offense the
No,
same way to Jalen. And that's like not disrespectful to Jalen because I 100% agree with you.
that's 100%.
Yeah,
And that goes into what I've been saying is, Jalen finally has stability and he finally has, had an opportunity to learn the offense, growing with the offense, put in the work, and then, you know, having the trust of Howie and Nick and Howie going out and making moves that needed to be done. Granted, the Eagles offensively are far along than the Bears are right now.
yeah, one hundred
Eagles had the
percent.
offensive line.
They got the weapons, they got the receivers, they got the
Devontae was already there.
yeah.
Goddard's already there. They just had to add AJ Brown and a couple other pieces and be good. So, it's going to be a much harder task for Ryan Poles. Guess what I almost called that man?
Ryan
It's going to be a
Pace.
much harder job for Ryan Poles in the offseason. But there's no reason that next year we ain't talking about Justin Fields the same way we talking about Jalen Hurts. If they do what they need to do to make him better and he puts in the fucking work, to be better.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And just really the thing that kind of impressed me the most about not just Jalen, but the Eagles in general, man, this looks like a complete team. You know what I'm saying? This is a team that I was reluctant to go behind it. And look, it's not going to look this great the whole entire season. Like, they're
Nope.
going to, Jalen's going to have struggles where it's going to look like, damn, he's
The
doing some of the stuff
defense
he was
is
doing
going to
last year.
lose games that they should
Yes.
not lose.
Yes. But we had a generational Darius Slay game on
Darius Slay
Monday.
reminded you.
Yeah, he
He
reminded
reminded
you.
y'all.
And he could have had about 4 picks. Like Cousins gave him two that he dropped,
Mm-hmm.
and he finally got the other one. And just from this game, it just kind of looked like not only could they be, NFC East, they could be NFC contender, man. Like from
Right.
the way that they're looking, and on the backhand side of it, this is why I said it's a week to week league, and this is why I also said niggas was doing too much with the Vikings. Like Kirk Cousins can look like a Super Bowl MVP one week and look like the worst nigga ever this week. Like Justin
Mm-hmm.
Jefferson, what do you have with 3 catches this game? What?
Something like that.
Yeah,
Slay only allowed one.
yeah. So they completely shut him down, and I was impressed by the Eagles this week. I really was.
That was more. That was better than I ever thought that game could go. I'm not completely sipping the Kool-Aid just because I know
Yeah,
variance you
it's
can't
15
completely
games left.
count.
Yeah,
You can't completely count it, but they look really good,
yeah.
and they look every bit of like the dark horse that folks were projecting them to be. And Jalen keeps up this consistency, they're going to be a nasty fucking team.
Yep.
Especially like there's still a lot of guys, a decent amount of guys left over from that 2017, especially on the offensive line. And, you know, they know, you might be looking at the Eagles hot right now, but when it comes to, going up against Brady or even against the Rams, folks are going to be looking at them like they are the underdog. And
Yep.
that's not what you want to do to this team. You saw what happened last time they were the underdog. They were the underdog and they had the number 1 seed.
Yeah, the underdog mask they had. It was Jason Kelsey and
Kelsey and Lane
Howie. No,
Johnson
not
and
Howie. What's Chris Long? My bad. I be getting
Chris
mixed up with
Long.
his daddy. Yeah, Chris Long. But Philly fans, they're a special bunch. You know what I'm saying? But
They are a
a
special
special bunch to say the
bunch.
least. And
Speaking of
by the
that
way, last
special,
year Eagles fans were calling Jalen Hurts everything but child of God. I'm telling you this, Bears fans. So
yeah,
give people time, man.
this is going to be the same exact
Yes.
thing. Like we sit here calling on Justin Hurts to be fired, let go. Yeah, probably not.
Give them time, man.
But real quick, while I get my cat to get the fuck down, do you think the Bills and the Eagles, if they beat in the Super Bowl, do you think that would break the state of Arizona?
100%. It will 100% break the state of Arizona. Two very rabid fan bases. Two fan bases where you got a fan base in the Eagles who are kind of, I don't say spoiled, but the first of the story about the Eagles was that the Eagles were the Eagles are pretty much the team that hasn't won anything. They lost 3 NFC championship games. They couldn't beat Tom Brady in 2004. Now they won a championship, 5 years ago. They've been to the playoffs a couple times since. So they're kind of more of a fan base that they feel like let's just go out there and get another one. Both Bills fans are foaming from the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you're a young Bills fan, you don't remember the 4 straight Super Bowl losses. You just remember the very trash football that you had to watch up until Josh
J.P.
Allen.
Lossman.
Yeah, whoo! You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, But if you're an old fan, you're like, yo, I need one. I remember them 4 losses. Like the biggest thing that
You
you
remember shit.
remember about
Probably
them
some
4,
folks that remember Juice.
yeah, is
No,
the missed kick. By what was the kicker name?
Scott Norwood.
Scott Norwood. And the other thing, if you remember, is the Whitney Houston national anthem, Michael Jackson performing at halftime. Besides that, you remember them getting destroyed in the Super Bowl. So they want this. Them fans will take over that state, and that will be a crazy game. Like that would be fun.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's the popular pick right now
It's way too
because
early.
after Monday night, both of them looked really good. From a fan perspective, that would be a fun Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Bills fans are outrageous. If we thought that jumping through burning tables was a lot, I don't want to see what they do if they win the AFC. And we all remember what the Eagles did when they won the NFC, not the Super Bowl.
when they
It was
won the NFC.
motherfuckers eating shit,
Yeah,
horse shit after the Eagles won. After the Eagles beat the Vikings, like it's prayers for Arizona. If there wasn't a reason to pray for Arizona already,
that's what you need to pray for.
pray for the state of Arizona. Who was your biggest disappointment in week 2?
Cincinnati Bengals, man. Very disappointed by the Bengals. Very disappointed. I mean, I was disappointed in the Raiders too, but at least, I believe that Kyler Murray is a better quarterback than Cooper Rush. So I'm going to put the disappointment at a high level for the Bengals.
Now, but here's the thing, though. They let Kyler convert 2 of the dumbest
No, don't get me
2-point
wrong.
conversions alive.
Both were incredible mess
It
ups.
should have never happened.
The press box at Lambeau Field was going crazy during that Kyler ending. But you niggas ain't supposed to be losing to Cooper Rush. You just can't happen. Now, I think long term they'll be fine because Baltimore messed up that game. Miami, so they're only down one game. They have to win this week.
Right.
We know that Joe Burrow is still coming back from having his appendix bust. It's gonna take a little time, but they shouldn't have lost that game. And they lost 2 in a row off field goals. That offensive line does not look any different than last year. I'm disappointed with the Bengals. That's my number one disappointment. The Raiders are very, very, very close second, but the Bengals my number one disappointment.
The Bengals secondary is still getting destroyed
Just
too.
getting cooked.
Like, I don't understand why you saw what Eli Apple did in the Super Bowl and you're like, we could sign up for that for one more year. That
it's just that was a very Chicago sports thing to do.
Very Chicago sports thing to do. I'm gonna go with the Indianapolis Colts. Now, I did pick the Jacksonville Jaguars to win on Sunday because that's what they do. When the Colts come to town, the Jaguars turn into the 85 Bears.
Yeah, something about it.
Every fucking year. I did not see 24-0.
Yeah. Yeah, the
now,
Colts is looking god awful.
Is Matt Ryan Huff?
He might be cooked.
Yeah.
He might be cooked. There's a lot of Hawks, not Hawks, a lot of Falcons fans out there like, look, we told you niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's a lot of Eagles fans out here. It's like, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time.
A lot of people been feeling that way. Shout out to Brian Jarrett of Kings Landing. They were saying the same thing. Like, look, we told y'all, like, he ain't got that much. Now, granted, the Colts be fine because you can win 7 games in the AFC South and still win that division.
Right.
But that just looks terrible. And just something about Jacksonville, like you said, they play like the 85 Bears. They was out there running offense looking like the 90s Cowboys on these dudes. So that was something that I thought that streak was going to get broken, but apparently not.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hey, I don't know if or when Frank Wright pulls the trigger to Nick Foles, but I do remember last time Frank Wright and Nick Foles were together, they were holding up a trophy.
I think they'll give him a long leash. I don't think the Nick Foles thing is brought in unless Matt Ryan.
If he looks injured as bad as he did Sunday, I don't know how you can.
I mean, they let Carson Wentz play a full season. They'll give.
Was there a backup to Carson?
I don't know who was backup. I just feel like just because they traded for him, that they're gonna. The only way I think we see Nick Foles is if Matt Ryan get hurt. I truly believe that. Just because
we've seen fake injuries before. What's a puncture to the lung?
What's a knockout? No, quick sideline knockout like Tom Brady.
Someone a cart just accidentally drives over a foot. I couldn't see where I was going.
The legend of Nick Foles in Indianapolis.
Be fucking hilarious. Who was your biggest surprise in week 2?
Oh, easily Tua. Yeah. Easily. Now I'm not gonna get too high on the Dolphins.
6 of them dangs.
Too high on Tua because yes, Mitchell Trubisky also threw 6 touchdowns in the game. And I saw a lot of sites pulling that up too. Mm-hmm. But he was making plays. He's making plays. I feel like the Ravens felt like they had this game in the bag. They took their foot off the gas, and Tua made them play. I mean, Tyreek got open. He was finding them. Jalen Waddle was incredible.
Yeah,
both of them had like over 150 yards receiving, and he spread the ball up equally. But one thing that I was impressed even more than Tua was Mike McDaniel's game plan, especially these first 2 games. The offense is starting to really, really look good, and look like he knows what he's doing out there. And this is something where, of course, we'll get into it in our predictions. Now they're coming up with a game against the Bills, which if they can find a way to win this game, we might have a legitimate battle in the AFC East.
I think Mike McDaniels understands the thing that, and Nick Sirianni to a point, understands the thing that Nick Saban understood, and that's you gotta get these Alabama quarterbacks really fast niggas
These niggas
because
need a
those
nigga.
dudes will get open.
These niggas need a nigga.
These niggas need a
In the
fast
words of
nigga.
Robert Sara.
R.I.P. These niggas need a fast nigga in order for them to get the ball, and to move the ball down the field. I think we're seeing that with Philly and Jalen Hurts, and we're especially seeing that now with McDaniels and what he's doing with Tua. Tua has no reason at all throwing for 6 touchdowns and 469 yards. But when you got Tyreek Hill, the faster than fuck, and Jalen Waddle, who also is faster than fuck, you're going to have a really good time. Both had 11 catches. Both had over 171 yards. Both had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like, that's electric. And that's electric. And we are kind of creeping up into Dolphins in division, battling with the Bills. I think if there is going to be one that's pushing Buffalo and making sure that Buffalo isn't resting on their laurels, it's probably going to be the Dolphins.
The damn sure ain't going to be the Jets or the Patriots.
It's not going to be the Patriots. Yeah. They got their little win over the Steelers, but it's not going to be the Patriots.
Yeah.
But Mike McDaniel figured it out, and he's brought that amazing offense from San Francisco over here, and it's working so well.
Give a shout out to black coaches.
Shout out to black coaches of all shades.
Of all shades and pigments.
And sides and pigments and collard greens and whatever the fuck he be eating. Yeah, man. Yeah. Tua's definitely on that list of surprises. Jalen was a surprise for me as well. I'll give him props to that. Another surprise, and this might be a negative surprise. I'm very surprised that Russ is playing as poorly as he is through 2 games. Not shocked that Nathaniel Hackett is an idiot and will probably be fired at the end of the season.
And niggas like, oh, so you mean that you just had Aaron Rodgers? That's what it's looking like.
That's exactly what it's looking like. But yeah, Russ does not look like Russ. Russ is not cooking. He is burning alive. He's not looking good.
This is how I feel about the Russ thing. Shout out to my man JR Bang. I knew digital consultant.
14 for 31, by the way.
My man JR Bang said we're seeing the overratedness of of Russell Wilson from the last couple seasons be brought into the big frame. You know what I'm saying? This is something that we will always say that Russ looks like an MVP candidate the first 8 weeks of the season, and then he looks like a regular nigga the rest of the season. I think a lot of people, and this is why I picked the Broncos not to make the playoffs, a lot of people thought that Russ was just a plug-in quarterback. He was just plug in the situation, and Denver's just going to be a contender. And I was just like, nah, I just don't see that happening. And I do think he'll get better. I don't think he's going to be as bad as he is right now. My concern is the offense that Nathaniel Hackett runs, and that's just not something that's going to be able to move. And we're going to be looking at him like, oh, it's just Aaron Rodgers. And if Luke Getsy continues to not be good, we be like, oh, both you niggas is under surveillance. That really just was Aaron Rodgers in both situations.
Yeah.
So that's
gonna have me look. It's gonna have me looking at Matt and LaFleur.
Right. Oh, this is the nigga who really was like doing stuff, like, and they got a big game this week because with Jimmy G and the Niners, I feel like they're a legit contender in the NFC again now that know, and I hope Trey Lance gets.
By the way, can I apologize
to who
or get my thank yous from 49er fans, whichever you want, the apology or the thank you. I would like to apologize first off to Trey Lance. When I said a couple weeks ago that I thought the San Francisco 49ers would make the playoffs because you had a catastrophic injury, I did not mean that. I was just talking, and apparently things got talked into existence. So for that, I am sorry. But to 49er fans, revisit this around early February. I might want to thank you.
And it's the thing too. I said that Jimmy G was gonna play again because I did think Trey Lance was gonna get hurt. Now I didn't think he would be out for the season hurt. And
Right, with
we
a
all know
broken ankle.
I'm not a Trey Lance guy. I do not like project quarterbacks whatsoever. And this is an unfortunate situation because now he's gonna be even more behind the curve. And honestly, this might be a hot take. We don't know if he might have played his last game as a 49er because Jimmy Garoppolo has an opportunity to give the big middle finger to John
Bro, did
Lynch.
you see how they reacted to
The,
Jimmy
the
on
team
Sunday?
looked different. I'm glad you said, my nigga. I'm glad you said that. The
They
team
were
looked different, bro.
they were having fun. They
They
were
were having
fucking
fun.
around with them
Yeah,
while they were beating the
Seattle.
Seahawks ass.
Yeah.
Like they and here's the thing. They start Jimmy G against the Bears. The Niners win that game.
Oh, 100%. And I said that too. I said I'm only picking the Bears because Trey Lance is playing. If
Yeah.
Jimmy G was out there, Jimmy G was gonna do the same thing he did to us last year.
So it hammers home the point. What was this all for? And I know you can't predict that Trey Lance is going to get hurt, but you had no reason to make the switch at all to begin with.
Well, they traded all that draft capital.
That doesn't necessarily mean you
I
have to
really
do it
think
in
this is
year
a
two.
battle. I really think this is a battle between Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. I really do because a lot of people, there's rumors too that Kyle Shanahan wanted Justin Fields,
I wouldn't
and
be shocked at that.
that was the
That
rumor
was the
too that
one
he
that I
wanted.
thought he should have picked.
Yeah, that's why I thought they traded up for. And then even when it was all they're gonna get Trey Lance, I was like, what? Why? Like, and not on, and it's kind of like the same thing. Like, I didn't know who Mr. Trubisky was until the day the Bears got him.
Right.
You know what I'm
Until
saying? And it
like
was
2 days
kind of
before the
that.
draft.
Yeah, and people start, I'm like, who is this
Who the
nigga?
fuck is Mr.
Yeah,
Trubisky?
and shout out my man Sean. He was like, when Sean was over at ESPN 1000, he texted me there at the draft, like, look, you finna be mad today. Bears getting Trubisky. I was in denial all day until that name got called. And this was kind of the same thing. So now I believe Jimmy playing with house money because he like, look, I got my guys back. Even look at Kyle's play calling. The play calling's different with Jimmy G out there.
Not
And
only is
so,
he playing with a house money with a team that loves him, he's got a contract year. He's
exactly.
auditioning.
Exactly.
All these teams, y'all didn't want to trade for me, even though I took a team to the NFC Championship game and I've
And the Super
been
Bowl.
there two years of the last three and been to a Super Bowl. Let me show y'all what I'm gonna do. You
Yeah, man.
know, and that's gonna be
I'm
an
rooting
interesting
for Jimmy,
case.
man.
Of
Eastern
course,
Illinois legend.
Chicago legend.
Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo was at barn party with us back in 2013. Was it 2013? I forgot
He's
what year
still
it
in
was.
school.
Yeah, when he was out there in the function. So shout out to Jimmy G, man.
Hey man, Jimmy G is solidified because if anybody has a roster in the league, it is Jimmy.
Yes,
His girl fine as hell too. Good job,
of
Jimmy.
course.
Good
Yeah, man.
job.
Jimmy out here for it.
Yeah, we don't do anything but let's go to Sunday. Let's talk about the week 3 slate. Let's start in Washington. The Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Commanders. Carson Wentz's first game against Philly
Oh,
since
he
he
is
left
back in
Philly.
Philly. Okay. What do you
Oh
think
no,
their
well, this in
reception's gonna be like?
Washington.
Oh, it's
It's
in
in
Washington?
Washington, yes.
Okay.
But there will be a lot of Philadelphia fans making the 3-hour trip down
And they're in the
to
same division, so he'll
Landover.
be in Philly this year.
Yeah, this a Monday night game later on in the season.
I think they're gonna boo the shit out of him.
Oh, of course. Oh,
That's a Philly
there,
thinking.
there's gonna be some boos. There's definitely gonna be some cheers because, like I said, there's a contingent that still fucks with Carson out
Yeah.
here. That's small, but they still fuck with him. Eagles will route the spreads
Yeah, this is
36
gonna
and a
this is gonna
half.
be a blowout, man.
I do think this is a blowout.
Yeah, it's a blowout, easy blowout.
Mm-hmm. You won't give the score for this next one, but the Bears are getting 3 points at home against the Houston Texans. They're wearing the 1930s throwbacks
Yeah,
tonight
I forgot about that
or
until I
Sunday
started
night.
practice. I was like,
Or
oh, them niggas are wearing it.
the pinstripe
Yeah,
socks. Yeah. How do you feel about them?
I like the uniform. Now,
I
of
like
course,
the jersey.
yeah, I like the helmet too. But I'm also one of the people who actually like the all orange helmet that they're breaking out this year. Um,
I gotta see it in action.
I
It might
like
be a little bit too much orange for me.
I like it. I think this is a fair spread. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
give a score, but I do think the Bears will win this game.
I do think the Bears win. I do think the Bears cover. I
How many
you
attempts for Justin Fields throwing? I think Luke
don't
Getsy gave
start.
a good explanation yesterday though.
I don't care.
Bears fans don't want to hear that, but I think it was a logical explanation.
14 passes, man. I don't care. I don't think he has less than 20. Because I
I
don't
agree.
think that they can allow themselves to get eaten alive if
By the
Darnell
media.
Mooney and Cole Kmet aren't doing anything for a third straight week.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I do think the Bears cover because the offense has to click,
It
and it's
has to.
going to have to click against a bad football team. This
Good
is a
defense, though.
bad football team. Get your shit together or be like one of them and be a bad football team.
Well, me and Bang said this day on the 79th House preview episode. If the Bears lose this game and the offense looks bad, pull out your mock drafts because the Bears definitely might be a 2-3 win team if they
Yeah,
lose this.
yeah. We're
100%.
gonna be talking about Will Anderson or God forbid Ryan Bowles is in love with the quarterback.
Oh, and that's why I said, Justin, if you play, and I want to be partial to this. Look, I was defending Justin this week. I will continue defending Justin this week. Justin needs to be better. His pocket awareness is god awful. I went back and watched the game. There was a lot of plays in there where he just didn't know when to throw. He needs to
Stop
trust
holding
what
on
he.
to the fucking
Yes,
football.
he's got to trust what he's seeing and let the ball go. I didn't think the offensive line played that bad on Sunday. He had opportunities. He just holding on to the ball too late.
You mean the offensive line minus Sam Mustipher.
Which Sam Mustipher probably will not be playing on Sunday because
Praise
Lucas
God.
Patrick has been taking snaps all this week without a club. So I'm expecting Lucas Patrick to be a center on Sunday.
Thank God. I'm so tired of this platoon.
Yeah,
Makes
and
no
Tevin
fucking
Jenkins has actually
sense.
been good at right guard. So getting
Really
him in a lot of
good.
games. So yeah.
Yeah. They should win off the offensive line finally being stabilized alone.
Yeah.
The Chiefs getting 5.5 points in Indianapolis. That's telling y'all that for the Colts were so bad these first 2 weeks that they think they get just drubbed by Kansas City. And Patrick Mahomes is on his fuck you tour.
100%.
So
100%. 100%. This is gonna
I
be a
know
blowout.
5.5 is a lot, and like the Colts may be undervalued here. I'm still going with the Chiefs.
I'm going to Chiefs by at least double digits. I don't know if it'll blowout, but
Yeah.
they're gonna win by at least 10.
Right. I think they'll win by at least a touchdown.
Yeah,
But
easily.
yeah, Patrick Mahomes looks different.
Pat
He's
didn't look
clicking with
great
his offense.
against the Chargers. So he's definitely gonna come back.
Yeah. He's getting the ball circulated to different receivers. The defense might scare me, but they ain't gonna scare me this Sunday.
Yeah.
Unless
Especially
they
if
just
there's
get
no,
ran over by Jonathan Stewart or
no
whatever his
Shaq
name
Leonard
is.
probably again this week. Probably no Kenny Moore
Yeah.
again this week. So
Yeah, I think they killed them, or they won by 7 at least. Buffalo and Miami,
it's
the
gonna
two
be a
two and
great
two
game.
2-0 teams in the AFC. It is in Miami. Buffalo is a 5.5 point favorite. I'm gonna go Buffalo because I still gotta trust what they're doing. Until I see a flaw, I'm gonna ride Buffalo the whole way.
I'm picking Buffalo. I'm picking Buffalo by 10. Buffalo's on a mission to put niggas in the ground in every game they come up to. Tua, not Grant. Micah Hyde's not gonna be playing. So that's gonna be something that helps.
Yeah, but Von Miller still
But
will be.
Von Miller's still there. This pass rush is still there. And who's gonna stop Jonathan? I mean, not Jonathan, but Joshua Allen and the Stephon Diggs show right now.
Yeah.
I'm going Bills. Bills gonna let y'all know, like, yo, you nigga, what y'all did was cute last week, but no, we on a mission.
Yeah, I'm not betting this. I'm staying away
Yes, definitely stay
simply
away from this
because
game because it's in
this is
Miami and it's hot.
this well this is divisional matchups of
Are
spreads
always,
this
yeah,
large. You want to
scary.
go with the underdog. You want to go with the
Right.
home dog.
I don't even
But
gamble, and I know
probably
that.
not touching it. This wouldn't be a bad game to tease either. By the way, either way, I think this would be a bad game to tease.
This should be. I wish this was the Tony Romo game, but it's unfortunately Colts and Chiefs.
Do you know what's ugly? We're getting Ravens Patriots on Fox.
That's weird. It
That's
smells CBS.
That's the Joe Davis, Mark Schlereth, Joe Davis and whoever, Joe Davis and Daryl Johnston. That's the Joe Davis, Daryl Johnston game, is Ravens and Patriots. If y'all think seeing the Bears and the Bucks or whoever on CBS is ugly, at least like that's happened before. There's precedent for that.
Yeah.
Ravens, Patriots on Fox.
On Fox, that never happens. And by the way, Ravens in a blowout. Lamar, keep shutting me up, bro. Keep shutting me up, please.
I think they cover.
Please keep shutting me up.
But see, here's the thing though. They're angry. They
That's
gotta be
that's what I'm
angry after
saying.
what happened against
That's what I'm
Miami.
saying. They gonna be angry. And then Mac Jones, nigga, please.
The Jets, 6-point underdogs at home against the Bengals. I'm gonna take the Jets to cover just because the Bengals look
Yeah,
so bad.
yeah. The Jets will cover.
I do think the Jets cover. I don't know who wins this game, but
Where is it
Cincinnati
at?
looks terrible. It's in MetLife.
Mm. I'm gonna pick Cincinnati just because they have to win. But this game can go sideways. If they keep playing around.
God, are we starting at the 2-1 Jets with Joe
Flacco
Flacco?
mania. He got a little chemistry with Garrett Wilson last week. Hey man, I think it'd be a close game. I think they cover. I'm gonna go Bengals. I'm not confident though. I'm gonna go Bengals just because they have to win. Like they can't go on 3.
Here's another divisional matchup. Detroit is in
This is
Minnesota.
gonna be a good one.
Vikings are 6-point favorites.
That's too much for
How
me.
in the hell
That's too much.
are the Minnesota Vikings 6-point
That's too
favorites?
much. That's way too much.
I don't want to drink the Kool-Aid,
Me neither.
but 35 points against the Eagles,
Yeah.
36 points against the Commanders. This offense can put up points.
Golf is getting a nice chemistry with Amon Ra. By the way, there's no reason that EQ can't play like his brother. So
Right.
Justin, get him the
Granted, I do
football.
think his brother is better.
No, I think he's better, but I saw EQ open multiple
Right.
times on Sunday night.
He
Get
didn't have
him the ball,
EQ
Justin.
smart because there was a couple plays where EQ understood that his route was breaking down. He adjusted. Justin just didn't hit him. Justin just didn't find him.
Yep.
So I do want to see more of EQ. I do think EQ is a
I think he
smarter
can
football
be
player.
a nice number 2 for this team. And then also, I know a lot of people forgot about I'm not N'Keal Harry. I think just his size can
You'll want
add
to get him out
something
there once
to
he's
this
off the
receiving core
IR.
once he's off IR. But I'm going to take the Vikings by a field goal. I
agree.
And I wouldn't be shocked if Detroit can find a way to win this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll definitely take Detroit to cover. And the line's at 6 points right now. I wonder if it sticks there. Actually, I'm seeing Minnesota actually. It was at 5.5, so now it's at 6. Minnesota's actually getting some love. So it's kind of been teetering in between 5.5 and 7 points.
Justin
This is
Jefferson will
interesting.
not have 3 catches though. I will say that.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be able to get off.
You
On
need a
whoever's
better nickname. Jettas is a trash nickname.
Jet is his nickname.
Jettas, that's what they call
Jettas.
it. Yeah,
whatever, nigga.
It's a terrible nickname.
Yeah, I'm not calling that shit.
Your
mama called him Justin. I'm gonna call him Justin. 2-0-2 teams in Tennessee. The Raiders travel to take on the Titans. The Raiders are getting 1.5 here. Derek Carr against, I guess it's still Tannehill.
Yeah, it's Tannehill for now. But if they lose this game, it's going to be Malik Willis time in Cashville. I'm going with the Raiders because, look, man, I think Derek Carr played better last week. I blame the defense one. I don't blame the offense last week.
And Devontae Adams cannot have 1 or 2 catches again.
The ball. Get Devontae the ball.
You hit the hell out of him against the Chargers. Why did you go cold on him?
Yeah.
After he scored the first touchdown of the game.
And Hunter Renfrow, listen to me very clearly. Stop putting the ball on the ground.
Please stop being a fucking Butterfingers. That's your one flaw.
Ball on the ground, dog.
You are a really talented
good
receiver,
man.
Learn to hold on to the fucking football.
Yeah, man. I think the Raiders win this. I think 1 point is a very fair spread, though. This is gonna be a stupid game.
Yeah, because both these teams are
Yeah, exactly.
New Orleans is going to Carolina. They're getting 2.5. I think that's perfect. I think you want to get that before it gets to 3.
Yeah.
I know Jameis like hell at the end of Sunday's game, but
who was that? It was Levante said. Well, we know how James get down. We knew he was gonna throw us something. Yeah. He basically said what Charles Woodson said about Jay Cutler.
Right.
We know eventually Jay's gonna throw us again.
Exactly. Yeah. -2.5. This is exactly where you want to catch the Saints because I think this is a field goal game. I think this is a game that
this is gonna be an ugly football game.
Will Lutz got to win at the end of the game.
Yeah.
41.5 for the under. Yeah, we're both on Carolina. Are we moving on to the late window? Yes, we are. Jacksonville is in LA to play the Chargers. Chargers, 3.5 point favorites. But why is that? We
Because we
might
don't
not
know.
see
Right.
Herbert.
We don't know if Herbert has a rib cage right now.
We might have to see Chase Daniel,
First of all, Chase Daniel, legend at the bank.
legend at the bank.
Legend at the bank. Shout out to Chase. Um, yeah, look, man. I can see the Jaguars winning this one just because I don't know what if we're getting Herbert. If he does play, what version of Herbert we're gonna get. I'm going to pick the Chargers just because in an ugly game, I feel like the defense can make enough plays. Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Derwin James can do enough to win this game and the running game. And I think, if Chase Daniel can, not turn the ball over, or even if Herbert plays, he can do enough for them to win. But I wouldn't be shocked if Jacksonville found a way to win either.
I'm seeing a 3 right now at DraftKings. If you can get that 3, take it and hope that Justin Herbert plays. If
Yeah,
not, you can either ride that 3 or I'd wait to see how low this crashes and take the Chargers because the Chargers are still the more talented team.
yeah,
And say whatever you want about Chase Daniel. Chase Daniel was in this league still for a reason. He is your quintessential backup quarterback. If shit goes left, he's not going to win you a game, but he's also not going to lose you a game.
yeah,
And against the Jacksonville Jaguars, Chase Daniels can put you in a position to not lose the ball game. So it's one of those you kind of got to play it right. I want to see if the Chargers can win this game because they are the better team.
yeah. I agree with that.
Let's keep on going. The Green Bay Packers are in Tampa Bay. This is your main game on Fox, so most people will be seeing this
Shout
unless
out
you're
to the
in like at
promo of this. The promo of this is very Kobe Bryant and Kwame Brown scored a combined 82 points. You see the ad, these two combined for 8 Super Bowl championships. Like, yeah, nigga, one of them got 7. It was very, very much Kobe Kwame Brown meme.
that's funny.
This is gonna be an ugly game too, because neither of these
It
offenses look
is.
good right now.
And they're missing a lot of folks.
Yeah,
I'm probably going to go Packers. I'm probably gonna bite my tongue and
it can
roll with the
go either
pack
way,
here.
but I think the Bucks defense can do enough to win this game.
They
And
look
Tom,
stellar.
yeah, the defense looks championship level, and I think the offense will get better once Godwin gets back. It's messed up that it only
Mm-hmm.
took 1 week for Julio to be hurt again. Now I don't
It's
know if he's
also
playing
messed
this
up
week.
that Mike Evans gets suspended because Marshawn Lattimore is a little nigga.
Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. And so, but I think that and by the way, Bruce Arians gassed that situation up. If you look at the sideline, he told him, "Go get him." That's Tom Brady. Basically, what was he doing on the sideline? Like,
Yeah, well, I know he's a consultant,
he's a
but like,
consultant, but he
bro,
was
are you
out
a
there like he
consultant
was
or the
coach.
head coach?
Yeah, I was like, nigga, like, so I mean, I'm gonna go Bucks because I think this is gonna be a game the defense is gonna win. The defense is gonna key in on the running game, which they've been good at so far. They're gonna try to take Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon out of this. And AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones had a great game against the Bears. That was mainly because the Bears couldn't tackle. I don't think this is gonna be a problem with them. And this secondary is gonna take them young receivers out the game. And Tom Brady's just gonna make 1 or 2 more plays than Aaron Rodgers will. So I think they'll win this in a very ugly football game.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna roll with the pack. Just if
It can go either
we
way.
know Tampa's gonna lose some games.
Yeah.
I figured it's probably gonna be this one while they got guys out. It may be one of them issues where like, yo, if they're trailing by a lot, if they're trailing by a decent amount late and Tom doesn't see an avenue back, they're gonna cut their losses. It's
Yeah.
probably not gonna be a big deal because they know that they can go to Green Bay and win in
I'd
January.
agree with that.
Atlanta and Seattle.
Skip.
Wait a minute. Wait. Where is
Skip. Really, skip. Let's stop it.
It is back.
Yeah.
That's how we feel about that one.
Do you want to watch Geno Smith and Marcus Mariota?
Absolutely not. Gino
You-
versus
you-
Pineapple Pat White.
Are you going to turn that on your Sunday ticket?
Late in your afternoon when you like
I'm not
4
even-
beers in.
I'm not even enough of a degenerate gambler to bet on this. Spread's
Well,
at 1.
Shout out my
I don't
homie
know.
Mikey. Shout out Mikey. He definitely would be able on this game.
The Rams and the Chargers. Sorry, the Rams and
Cardinals.
the Cardinals. Rams are 3.5 point favorites. Games in Arizona. It's an interesting one because the Rams have looked pretty mid. They let the Falcons back into it last week.
Yeah.
Chargers have looked mid, but they get the benefit of the doubt for coming back and winning.
They get the
against the
benefit of
Raiders.
the doubt for come back to winning it at home. This is a division game. I feel like
Mhm.
all Rams Cardinals games are stupid.
Yeah.
I have not been impressed by the Rams so far. They shouldn't have let that game be that close. They had to take a game saving pick by Jalen Ramsey. By the way, Jalen, who counted you out? I know you kept saying that then. Who
Whoo!
counted you out? Who,
Whoo!
nigga? Also,
Whoo!
another thing, black people, we got to come up with a different word because white people know what him means, and we got to change that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go Rams in a very, very close game by a field goal.
I think since the spread's at 3.5, it's perfect. Take the Chargers at 3.5. Field goal one for the Rams is the cover. It's a divisional matchup. You know it's probably going to be a very close game. Take that 3.5 with the Chargers.
Cardinals, by the way, you said Chargers like 4
Cardinals,
times.
whatever. they're not. They still don't fucking
It's been
matter.
a long day.
Yeah, I got a date
I can smell
tonight.
the
So.
food in the other room, so I'm trying to wrap this up.
Yeah, thank God we're on the last two.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football on NBC. It is the 49ers in Denver to
It's
take
gonna
on
be
the
a good game.
Broncos. Real good game. Spreads at 1.5 in favor of San Francisco.
Denver needs this game. They need it badly. With that being said, Niners win this game, man. Niners win this game.
Nathaniel Hackett is a fucking idiot. I'm taking
Nathaniel
the
Hackett,
49ers.
you are under surveillance. The Niners are feeling themselves again. They feel like they can go out here and win this, not only this division, but this conference. Going Niners. It will be a very close competitive game, though, but I'll take Niners by at least a touchdown.
I'll take the Niners to I guess cover. That's all I'm betting. And then Monday Night Football, man, I miss when this. Actually, I don't miss it because every single fucking year we opened with Giants Cowboys. Either it was the primetime game on
I
Fox
think this is gonna
or
be
it
fake
was the
decent,
Sunday
though.
night game. It will be fake decent. You want to know why? Because the line's at 39.5. And then when the line careens that low, like we saw Thursday, you're going to get some points. Cooper Rush and Daniel Dimes. Giants are favored by a point. Who you going with?
I'm going with the Cowboys just because I don't believe the Giants are going to go 3-0. And I believe in Cooper Rush more than I believe in Daniel Jones. But this defense has been really good. Saquon Barkley's been really good. I need the Bears to get their running defense together because Saquon Barkley will make them twerk next weekend if they don't. But I'm going to go Cowboys in a very stupid, classic primetime NFC East game.
You know, Saquon's leading the league in rushing through the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He's been great, man.
Looking good.
He's been looking very good.
Looking good.
I love Saquon. I've loved Saquon since Penn State. But
and he looks like he's a good guy.
He looks like he's a good dude. But the Cowboys showed to me on Sunday that just because Dak is out, they're not dead.
That they can still compete.
They can still compete.
Yeah.
Defense was out there competing.
Yep.
And Cooper Rush has to be feeling the chip on his shoulder. I know Jerry tried to do it might be a controversy.
It might be a controversy.
There will not be. But
that nigga is senile. That nigga senile, man.
Sun's going down.
He put the old man out back, man.
Sun's getting real
the sun's
low.
getting real low, Jerry.
I'm gonna go. Because I was gonna say like MetLife's gonna be cracking.
I was gonna crack. It's gonna be busting up in there.
There's gonna be a lot of Cowboys
yeah,
fans.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
I don't want a world next week with 3-0 Giants versus 2-1 Bears. That's a nasty matchup.
Or 1-2 Bears.
Yeah, or 1-2 Bears, even worse.
And we staring up like, yo, these motherfuckers are better than us.
And the Bears are 1-3. Another interception by Justin Fields.
Please don't do that. Can't get the job done. Let's see if Daniel Dimes can drive down the field.
And then I got hit from Mariano because Mariano's a Giants fan and a Michigan fan, so that's double hate.
Why does Michigan matter?
Because Ohio State, Justin Fields.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They never beat him, though.
True, but he still hate that nigga. But
Never beat him though.
that's what.
Enjoy your little win over CJ Stroud, motherfuckers. That's gonna be it for the 2 Minute Drill show. We'll be back next week. Oh shit, there's a Thursday night game. I almost forgot. Real quick.
I forgot we do this Thursday night game. That's gonna be it's
Yeah.
Tua versus Burrow.
Oh, it's Dolphins and Bengals in Cincinnati. Bengals can't lose that one. I know they probably will because they don't look better than the Dolphins right now, but that's a game that if you're Cincinnati, you cannot lose because the Dolphins you might be battling for if it comes down to a wild card.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cincinnati just because I'm just still not on board with Tua yet. I gotta see more.
Yeah.
I gotta see more.
Yeah. I am at Cameron Santo. He's at Bob Chair Scott on Twitter.
Yes,
at
sir.
BarbersShareNet on Twitter and Instagram. Facebook.com/BarbersShareDigital. TheBCNet.com. Go pay attention to all our good shit on there. Patreon.com/BarbersShareNetwork. You'll be getting special episodes of Seven Out the House and summer sessions and some more goodies over there. You're going to be on location in Soldier Field this weekend?
Yeah, I will be there. This will be my last Bears game for like a month. Since the Bears will be on the road majority of October, I'm going back to California because it's getting too damn cold here in Chicago. So this will be my last game for like at least 5 weeks. So yeah, man, look forward to big game this Sunday. Big game.
You see this what I got on, man?
Yeah, I know.
It's my fucking weather.
Yeah, I can't mess with it.
50s and 60s, baby.
I'm soft, bro. I'm soft. Like, yeah, it's 50s and 60s right now, but it's finna be cold in a minute. You know what I'm saying?
I'm cherishing the fall while I still can.
I'm finna be dressing like DeMar DeRozan in about 3 weeks. Number of flannels and sweatpants. So also send them with the guys. 2 episodes up right now. I'm actually about to upload the She-Hulk episode I did, breaking down episodes 4 through 6. So check that out.
Oh damn! I gotta watch that with my girl tonight. Thanks for. Can you don't tell me without telling me? Does he pop up?
No.
Fuck. All right. Thank you guys for listening. We will see you next week. For Scott, I am Pierce. This has been 2 Minute Drill. Enjoy the football. We'll be back next week. So.